Eagles Cliff viewpoint. Holy shit. Look at that.
It's a video. It's a video.
Nice.
How's it feel to see Mount Rainier in the flesh?
To see possibly Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I like that the sun's still coming up, hitting it on the one side, which is really nice. I wish this tree wasn't here so we could get a clear photo, but Day 4 on the Wonderland Trail. We set out from Mowich Lake campground, which at some point we'll go into detail about our thoughts on it. It's definitely a unique campground. And now we begin our ascent and descent on the Spray Park alternate, which I believe is like a higher elevation route, which gets you closer to Mount Rainier for some nice views. We just passed the Eagle Cliff viewpoint, which is just like 100 feet off of the main trail, which is really nice. The sun's just about to peak over the mountains. It's hitting it really nice on one side. So hopefully by the time we get up or into the next clearing, we can kind of first see that first little bit of light hit the rest of the mountains. But we got up super early, 5 a.m., hit trail just before 6. And I think we were like the first ones out of camp. So we got the whole trail to ourselves and we're pumped for the day. We were looking where to go. You can see Eagle's Roost, water. So we thought it was through Eagle's Roost, but then we realized someone scratched an SPL. So now we're back on track. We made it past the first round of switchbacks to get to the top, and this area is basically somewhere where we would expect to see bears again. So we're ready to go. We're gonna play some music or a podcast and get going. Just take our time, and the first little bit of sun's finally hitting the mountains and everything. So I'm glad we were able to see that. But yeah, there's still a really big climb ahead of us. But at least we're gonna be able to see some views now that it seems like we're out of the mountain section, or now that we're out of the forest section of the start of the day. Look at that. The other way? Oh, I went the wrong way. Emily keeping us on course with the navigation. Back into the Baratory. There's another one. We're closer than last time, but I feel oddly better. Middle of the frame, just eating. Just doing the perimeter check in his Baratory. But he's still chowing. He started walking more away, and then he kind of backtracked, so we just backed up. Got the bear spray ready to go. Just gotta let him enjoy his breakfast, and then we'll push through. Leaving the Baratory, Second bear encounter. Feel better about that one?
Yeah.
That one
Closer, so.
Yeah. That one definitely hung around for a little bit longer. But then we walked probably 100 meters past that and someone was cowboy camping. So I guess if they're not bugging them sleeping, they're not going to bug us. So far, they really don't care about us at all. They're just focused purely on the food and the berries. And that's why berries are for bears. All these little stairs nicely laid the trail. And there's some mountain. Is it Rainier? We'll never know. I think so too. Not a bad break spot for breakfast. Nice view of Rainier. Nice open meadow, so we don't see any bears surprising us. Some more overnight oats. I've showed this view way too many times already, but it's just so nuts. So we're leaving probably the best breakfast spot of the trip. We had a bunch of trail runners go through, so that makes us feel a bit better about the bears up here, just because if they're going through, hopefully that alerts the bears and we're not gonna be the first ones to disturb them. So yeah. We're about a third of the way through Spray Park before we get back onto the main trail. And apparently it just goes like ups and downs for the rest of the way. So many of these incredible open meadows. One little climb, getting into a lot rockier territory here. A little bit more reminiscent of the Tour de Mont Blanc. And I think there's a cross where we gotta go through that pass up there. Oh yeah, you can see the trail. You see the guy going? Okay, here we go.
Oh, this is the way.
Yeah. Wait, we'll take a photo. Top of another nice climb, and there's still snow in August. It's nice up here. We're basically just in like fleece layers, but there's a nice breeze. It's cool enough even with the sun beating down on us. What are you doing with that? Yeah?
You gonna move the camera?
Go for it. That was close.
My phone bad.
It's the cutest thing about the trail. How they line it all. I guess it just stays even with the change of the seasons. So I feel like that's the end of the peak part of Spray Park. And now we're kind of descending back down into just this little mountain meadow with some trees again. After kind of scrambling on all these rocks, but man, that was unreal. Like 360-degree views for such a long time. It was so nice that even seeing like Rainier on a clear day, which is already super lucky in itself, like everything else was just incredible. I'm glad we started early just so we didn't have to see it in like the high noon light, but it's getting there. But it was still just so happy. It couldn't have gone any better, honestly. Look at all that rock. Better yet, look at that marmot. Hey, bud. I literally have to hike with the Hasselblad out because it takes too much time to keep pulling it out.
So we're crossing us?
Yeah. So just finished filling up from the best stream ever. Water must have been coming right off the snow from Rainier. Super cold, super fresh. Filled up everything just because I want to make that water last. Probably could have just drank straight from it, to be honest. But oh man, that was so nice. And then still a long way to go. Apparently there's going to be another really big suspension bridge, and that's when we hit the actual bottom. And then from there, it is just an ascent up to Mystic Lake. Pretty crazy. Seems like we've traded the views of the mountains just for endless little streams and waterfalls that are following us all the way down. So it doesn't really get old. So it seems like we're just finishing up Spray Park, that big suspension bridge. We're gonna take lunch just before it. And man, I feel like we've been descending honestly for like 2, maybe 3 hours. That was killer on the legs. We're feeling gassed, and hopefully we feel better after lunch because we have that big ascent next. But it was worth it for the views up there. That was incredible. Now back to this. Another big bridge. A lot lower than the last one. Yeah. It looks more open there. Yeah, let's cross. You already know what time it is. The premium sandwich. I haven't came up with a name with it yet for it, but I'll work on it. We wanted to make PB&Js, we didn't have jam. We got strawberry Pop-Tarts, peanut butter. Nice dessert. That's the thickest wrap I've had so far. So it's 4.5 miles to Mystic. All Trails was telling us 5 kilometers. I really wish All Trails was right, because this is going to be about, forget how many meters, 800 meters of gain. So it's going to be climbing. This morning we descended from 9:30 to around 12:30, which was intense. And now we're going to be doing the complete opposite, back up to Mystic, and hopefully a nice spot on the lake. Super rocky climb up to that glacier. Look at that though. It's all of it there covered in dirt, but that's all ice. Mt.Rainer. I believe that's the Carbon Glacier. That's massive. Ice starts from here all the way right to the top there. Holy crap. It's nuts. All just loose rock here and scree. Emily's marching on. Looks like we're getting to some cover now, which is great because this rock just bounces the sun right back in your face. It's really, really hot. We saw it from the other direction over there before, but this is definitely the closest we've been. Just the absolute scale of this is insane. It seems like we're done most of the climbing for today. We're in this big open meadow now, and we just passed another hiker and they said around 20 to 30 minutes. And we're supposed to have a bit of a decline, so it should be a lot easier going, which is too bad because imagine camping here. It'd be nuts. Yeah, something about that. Seen the Alps, seen the Rockies, but nothing quite like that. That's something special. Mystic Lake. Great swim, but I have to dry off in the water because I hate ants. I don't know if you can see them all, but there are thousands of fire ants everywhere, just crawling around everywhere. Disgusting. There you are. Definitely gonna have to come back here for sunrise. Look at that. The sun should hit that side of the mountain, and it's supposed to be a clear sky, so could be good. So with that swim, that brings to a close probably one of the hardest, longest, most technical days we'll see on trail. It was definitely worth it. Spray Park was incredible, but everything after that was just grueling, especially when the sun came out and we were really exposed. It was tough. Really happy to be here, but right towards the end, it was just kind of at our last little bit, just really wanting to get to camp. We have this awesome lake here with the nice mountains in the background. You can still see Rainier from the lake. But it is like 0.2 miles to the actual campsite downhill. So if we want to come back up for dinner, for sunset, for sunrise, we do have to walk even more, which isn't necessarily something we want to do. But I mean, it's hard to pass up views like this, right? So got to take advantage of it while you can. Definitely burned through the most amount of film today too. I think I did like 3 or 4 rolls, to be honest. There were a lot of views where I knew the lighting wasn't the best, but it was just such a nice view that I just had to take it either way. Emily was very patient with it, with all the stops, wanting to take out the cable, set that up. She's slowly learning how to focus the Hasselblad, which makes it a little bit easier too, which is awesome. But yeah, we could have been finished probably a lot sooner. We ended up having a 9-hour day, which is long for the amount of kilometers we did. It was around 21 from Mowich to Mystic Lake. But that was really just on me with all the stops and starts and everything like that. But yeah, hopefully the photos turned out really well though, and that'll make it worth it in the end. Not a bad creek to fill up at. Mystic Lake, now at golden hour. Came ready. Eating some cold ramen. It's that time of the day, Emily.
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows.
Highs were the spray park alternate was really stunning. We saw another bear from a safe distance. And yeah, it was just stunning views the whole time, meadows and tons of views of Mount Rainier, and it was really beautiful. And then the low was we had a really big ascent coming to camp, and we just kept thinking camp was gonna come sooner than it did, so that was maybe a low, and I didn't probably drink enough water, so I'm feeling a little under the weather, but yeah, just still nice.
Once again, I feel like mine are going to be the exact same. I think me and Emily asked this one guy in this big valley how much longer it was to the camp, and he's like, oh, like 20-30 minutes, and it was another like hour and a half after that, and it just constantly up. All trails told us at one point it was like 2 or 3 kilometers, and then it was way longer. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just like everything like navigation wise this today was just like a mess. And then I kept stopping to take photos, which also slowed down the day as well. So it was like it just went on and on and on. Earlier in the video I said it was a 9-hour day. It was actually 11 hours. So it's a long one. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't even give a high. I just gave a low. My high, oh, it's like the whole spray park.
Yeah.
Up until when you start descending it, that's when it just starts kind of looking like some other stuff, but you're surrounded by like 360-degree views, like, yeah, even like the little streams, like everything there was just like, it was so cool. And seeing Rainier perfectly like that, like we woke up so early. We were the first ones to really break trail and everything, so we had like a nice spot for breakfast just for us and everything. I'm really glad we did it, and I'm glad Emily did the research to know about it as well, because I would not have even thought of doing it, so thanks, Emily. We also have a much quieter campsite today. It's a little uneven. There she is in all her glory. Nothing special, but at least it had a nice lake.